Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something that feels like it should be easy, but somehow gets harder as we get older.
Making friends. Real, actual friends.
Exactly. Meaningful adult friendships,
Mm.
especially if you've, moved somewhere new or your life changes or your old crew just isn't around anymore. It can feel kind of daunting.
Yeah, unstructured is a good word for it.
But we found this fantastic source. It's like a tactical guide almost, developed specifically for Charlotte, North Carolina. And it turns that vague, I need friends feeling into like concrete steps.
That's right. And you should think of it less as just, a guide for Charlotte. It's more like a blueprint, really, an engineering plan for connection.
Okay.
It lays out how consistency and being specific, well, it proves that making friends isn't just about luck or being super outgoing. It's kind of like applied social science.
Applied social science for friendship. I like that.
So we're going to pull out those universal strategies, the stuff you can use whether you're in Charlotte or, frankly, anywhere.
Okay, let's unpack that. Because the Charlotte context itself is actually really important here. And honestly, pretty encouraging. The source points out this huge advantage Charlotte has. It flips that whole I'm the new person anxiety completely around. Get this stat.
Yeah.
Over 60% of Charlotte residents moved there from somewhere else in the last decade.
Wow. Okay, yeah, 60%. That's not trivial.
Right. So that shared new person experience, it fundamentally changes the social landscape.
Totally. Because if most people are transplants, the barrier to entry just plummets. The problem you're trying to solve, finding community, well, that's the problem everyone else is actively working on too.
You're not trying to break into some old high school clique that's been around forever.
Exactly. You're joining a collective building project. Everyone's got their hard hat on.
So being new in town is basically the default setting, not the weird exception.
Makes a huge difference. Okay, so our mission today, pull out the practical rules from this playbook, the things you can actually do, stuff like the 3-event rule, which is all about showing up consistently.
And the 24-hour rule, which sounds intense, but it's about sealing the deal after you meet someone.
Crucial step.
These are the tools that take you from just wishing you had more friends to actually making it happen.
And starts with that environment, right? The environment gives you the opportunity, but you still need the strategy.
Right.
Charlotte's a great case study for this transplant city effect. Social circles are actively being formed, not just maintained, so things can happen faster.
And the guide mentions how geography plays into this too, like Charlotte neighborhoods, Noda, South End, Plaza Midwood, Dilworth. They have really strong identities.
Yeah. How does that help?
Well, it's not just about knowing where to go for a certain vibe. It's about building local consistency. If you find your area, you keep going back to the same coffee shop, the same park, whatever.
Okay. Familiarity.
Exactly. You start seeing the same faces, seeing the same person, like 3 times at the local bakery. They stop being a total stranger. It lowers the barrier.
That makes sense. That built-in familiarity, it just kind of smooths the path for a conversation to start.
Yeah. And the guide also mentions Southern hospitality. Says it's actually, genuinely welcoming.
You think that's true?
Well, the source suggests that when someone says, let's grab coffee sometime, you can often take it at face value.
Yeah.
It helps overcome that adult cynicism where you assume invitations are just, politeness.
Okay, interesting. So the environment's kind of primed for connection, but how do you actually, make the first move without it being super awkward? Okay, this is where personal strategy comes in. The guide is really clear. Start with your natural interests. Shared context thing.
Exactly. It gives you something to talk about immediately. Skips right over the boring small talk. Instead of, so what do? It's, wow, did you see that play? Or what did you think of that book?
Right, built-in conversation starters.
And I like how specific the source gets here, too. It lists different types of events for different personalities.
Like what?
Like coffee clubs for quieter chats. Game nights or trivia, if you're competitive. Outdoor stuff, hiking, pickleball. Even creative meetups for art or writing.
So you align the activity with what you actually enjoy anyway. Smart.
Yeah, it makes showing up feel less like a chore.
And this leads right into maybe the core secret of adult friendship. It's not about being super charming or a great networker. It's consistency.
Just showing up repeatedly.
Yeah, repeated low-stakes interactions. That's how bonds form. One amazing conversation on a Friday night, great, but it doesn't build a friendship on its own. You need that reliability.
Okay, so this is the logic behind the playbook's famous 3-event rule.
Exactly. The idea is simple. Attend the same recurring interest-based event 3 times, but Why 3? What's the psychology there?
Well, it connects to something called the mere exposure effect. Basically, we tend to like things more just because we're familiar with them. Okay, so time 1, you're the new person, maybe feeling a bit awkward, totally normal, been there.
You start recognizing faces, and crucially, they start recognizing you. Oh, hey, it's that person from last week.
Ah, okay. Less anonymous. Exactly. Then time 3, you're not a stranger anymore. You're kind of expected. You're becoming part of the regular scene. That builds trust, even subconsciously.
Demi,
You feel like you belong,
yeah,
and others see you that way too. It's like proving you're serious without, signing a contract, just by showing up.
pretty much.
But doesn't committing to the same thing 3 times risk feeling a bit, I don't know, forced or boring?
Yeah, the playbook anticipates that. It's not necessarily about the exact same location every single time, but the same group or activity.
Okay.
So they give examples like maybe a game night group rotates between a few different breweries, like Highwire Brewing, Soul Food Meat Co., Urban District Market.
Oh, so the location changes keeps it fresh.
Right, but you're committing to the people and the activity.
Mhm.
The key is showing up where that same cluster of people reliably gathers. Consistency is the goal.
And gathering reliably,
Mm-hmm.
that needs a place,
Right.
right? Somewhere that isn't work isn't home.
Precisely. Which brings us to the idea of third places.
Right. I've heard that term.
Yeah, spots that aren't home, first place, or work, second place. They're designed for lingering, for casual conversation. If you don't intentionally build a routine around a third place, that consistency we talked about, it just kind of falls apart. You can't rely on pure spontaneity.
So what makes a good third place for this kind of thing?
Well, the Charlotte Guide gives great examples. Coffee shops, obviously. Places like Not Just Coffee often have those big communal tables.
Okay, it's easy to chat.
Or Amelie's French Bakery. It has that European cafe vibe where hanging out for a while is encouraged. And then you have active social spots like Divine Barrel Brewing doing group games, or the Little Sugar Creek Greenway for walks, or even the Whitewater Center for grabbing a drink after some activity.
Okay, so for listeners not in Charlotte, the takeaway isn't find Amelie's. It's find your version of that, right? Your local library's book club, that coffee shop near campus with comfy chairs, the community center's pickleball night.
Precisely. The venue is just the stage. It's the consistent gathering that matters.
Okay. So you found your group, you've done the 3-event rule, you actually connect with someone, exchange numbers, now what? Because this feels like where things often fizzle out for adults.
That's not what follow-up.
Oh, yeah. The source calls this the critical failure point.
Yeah.
And it identifies the friendship kiss of death.
Ooh, dramatic. What is it?
It's inertia
Yeah.
and vagueness.
Yeah.
You swap numbers, promise we should totally hang out sometime.
Guilty.
And then maybe 5 days later, one person sends a text like, hey, what's up? Or what are you doing this weekend?
Right. Puts all the work on the other person.
Exactly. It forces them to do all the planning, the thinking, the scheduling. It just creates friction right when you want things to be easy. That's the kiss of death.
Okay, so that's why the playbook hammers on the 24-hour rule.
Non-negotiable. Send a light, specific follow-up message within a day. But doesn't that feel a bit transactional? Like you just met them and now you have homework.
Well, the guide frames it differently. It's not transactional, it's respectful. Being specific shows you're genuinely interested and you respect their time. You're reducing their mental load.
Okay, I see that.
And the 24-hour window, it just keeps the connection warm, prevents it from going cold.
So ditch the vague, let's hang out. What works instead? Give us examples. Specific low-pressure invitations. Things like, hey, it was great chatting. I'm planning to try that new brewery near you Friday around 7. No worries if not, but thought I'd see if you wanted to join for maybe an hour.
Yep, okay, specific place, specific time, clear commitment level, just an hour.
Exactly. Or, remember that coffee shop we talked about? I'm thinking of going Tuesday morning before work. Any chance you'd be free to grab a quick coffee?
You've done the thinking for them.
Yeah, it turns them from a planner into just a participant.
Yeah.
Much easier to say yes.
That's the shift. And the playbook actually boils this down into 4 after-event action steps. Super tactical.
Okay, what?
Write down names immediately after. You will forget. Exchange contact info. Don't just assume you both have it from the group chat or whatever. Get the direct line. Send that specific follow-up within 24 hours. We just covered why.
Right.
Make a specific invitation to meet again. Ideally, something one-on-one outside the main group event to actually deepen that connection.
Having that 4-step process.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the advantage most people just don't use. It systematizes it.
Removes the guesswork.
Okay, let's troubleshoot. Because, anxiety is real. The guide hits 3 big worries that stop people.
Yep.
Number 1, everyone already knows each other. The clique fear. Ugh. Yes. You walk in, everyone's laughing at inside jokes.
Right. They look comfortable because they are shared history, routines.
And the usual advice is just keep showing up, which feels kind of unhelpful when you're feeling awkward.
Yeah.
What's the tactic?
Well, keep showing up is part of it. That's
Yeah.
the only way to become familiar. But the tactic is to approach individuals, not the whole intimidating group at once. See someone standing slightly apart. Or recognize one face. Talk to them one-on-one before the main event starts.
Okay, break it down.
And remember that 3-event rule. Use it as a mental shield. Your job on day 1 isn't to become best friends with everyone. It's just to observe, maybe have one conversation. You know you're coming back. It lowers the pressure. Framing it as data gathering. I like that. Okay, worry number 2. I'm too introverted for all this. Huge one. But the guide flips this. Introverts often make great friends. Why? Because they're usually good listeners. Focus on deeper connections.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. The key is pacing and permission. So the solution. Maybe start with smaller, quieter events like that coffee club idea, not a massive trivia night.
Right.
And this is crucial. Give yourself explicit permission to recharge afterwards. Plan for it. Socializing takes energy. Budgeting for recovery time isn't weakness, it's smart planning.
Totally. A 2-hour event followed by needing some quiet time. That's not failure, that's managing your energy effectively.
You got it. Maximize the efficiency of your social battery. Okay, and the big one, the modern classic, I just don't have time. We hear it constantly.
The guide makes a pretty bold claim about how much time this actually takes.
It feels bold because we assume friendship needs these huge, open-ended blocks of time. The playbook argues it's way more manageable, like 1 2-hour event per week, plus those occasional follow-up texts. That can be enough.
Seriously, 2 hours a week.
If you use that time effectively. Those 4 action steps, they ensure you're maximizing the return on that 2-hour investment. You're being proactive, not just passively hoping something happens.
Okay, that reframes not having time quite a bit. So if it's just 2 hours a week, how do you get started now? The source has that 30-day Charlotte Friendship Start Plan. Yeah, it's a great little microplan. Builds momentum step by step. So, week 1, super simple goal. Attend 1 interest-based event. That's it. Don't worry about the whole group. Just aim for 1 decent conversation and getting 1 person's contact info. Success. Okay, very low stakes. Just prove you can show up and talk to 1 human. What about week 2?
Follow up with that person from week 1, use the 24-hour rule, and attend a different recurring event, maybe something closer to your neighborhood. Now you're practicing follow-through and exploring your local scene.
Building layers. Okay, week 3.
This is the repetition payoff. You go back to the same event you attended in week 2.
Hitting that second time for familiarity, exactly. Now you'll recognize faces, they'll recognize you. Your task this week, introduce yourself to 1 new person you recognize from the week before. You're solidifying your presence. Moving towards that 3rd event, familiarity.
Right.
Okay, and then week 4.
Expand again. Maybe try a second type of event, different vibe, different energy. If week 3 was chill coffee, maybe week 4 is active pickleball. But the main focus now shifts to making those specific invitations. Try to meet one of your week 2 or 3 contacts outside the group event.
Taking the connection out of the 3rd place and into, like, real life.
That's the goal. Externalize the relationship.
Wow. Okay, when you lay it out like that, it feels much less like magic and more like a process.
That's exactly why this playbook works, I think. It takes this fuzzy, high-stakes goal, make friends, and breaks it down into an actionable, low-stakes checklist. It just systematizes the consistency and specificity you need.
Yeah. And looping back to that first big surprise, that 60% plus stat for Charlotte.
Right. Most people are new.
Knowing that most people around you are probably also looking for connection, that changes your whole mindset. It's not this closed-off circuit you're trying to break into. It's more like an open invitation.
It really is. It flips the script from I'm the only one feeling awkward to we're kind of all in this together.
Yeah. And the source ends with this thought. Friendship requires investment, but not huge time blocks. That 2 hours a week idea again.
Right. So if 1 focused 2-hour event per week plus that systematic follow-up is really the cost of building real community, well, what's the true cost of not making that pretty small investment?
Oof. That's a good question to sit with. What connections are you missing out on by not putting in those 2 hours?
Yeah.
So think about that. You don't need to revolutionize your whole life tomorrow. Just maybe. Identify 1 potential local 3rd place. Think about an interest you have. Commit to finding 1 recurring event and trying out that 3-event rule.
And practice sending 1 specific follow-up text within 24 hours next time you connect with someone new.
Small steps. Go find that first group this week. See what happens.